Hi everyone, my name is Lü Guo, founder of Suntrans. Today we will have a conversation about investment, especially money investment in Botswana. And in the very beginning, I would like to ask our guest Piki to introduce himself briefly. Okay, please introduce yourself.
My name is Vicky Settler, and I'm from Botswana, and I'm a PhD candidate in the University of International Business and Economics, and I'm currently interning with Suntrans Mining and Services and Geology Consultation Company.
Yeah. So also introduce your background, specialty background, and your work experience a little bit to our audience.
I graduated my undergraduate from Malaysia in finance, accounting, and management, and I work in a bank, Standard Chartered Group. And then after, I got a scholarship to come to China, and I did banking and finance in China. And then after that, I went back to the bank, and then after that, luckily, I got another scholarship for doctorate degree to come and study economics, specifically in international trade and investment in the same university, UIBE, as a PhD candidate.
Okay, let me also introduce myself. My name is Lü Guo, founder of Suntrans. I graduated from Northwestern Normal University in biology in 2000. That is 21 years ago. And then I went to teach senior high school English for 3 years, and also finished my second bachelor degree at Lanzhou University in Gansu province. And 3 years later, I came to Beijing and specialized in mineralogy, petrology, and mineral deposits at China University of Geological Sciences. At the same time, I also worked for the globally largest mining company BHP Billiton. This is the largest company in Australia. Over there, my work was involved in mineral exploration, especially prospecting for property copper deposits for 3 years. And myself acted as a geologist and also as a translator. And in 2000, later I was jointly cultivated by China University of Geological Sciences, China's Academy of Sciences, and Miami University in the United States, specializing in geomicrobiology, interaction between bacteria and rocks. And later I came back to China, worked for China Geological Survey. And I was responsible for international cooperation and compiling a large number of mining investment books in different countries, including a lot of books in Africa, mining investment. And I registered Suntrans translation company in 2008. Maybe a few days later, we will have our 13th birthday, our company's birthday. Yeah, thank you. And later, I also registered Suntrans Consulting LLC in New York in 2011. In the past 1 decade, on the one hand, when I was working for China Geological Survey, I also finished my postdoc at Peking University in geology, and later full-time worked in Suntrans. And we provide translation in general mining and also try to build up one China International Mining and Energy Services platform. And in the past more than 1 decade, I have been more than 30 countries to help Chinese companies to purchase mines or fields as a negotiator or translator. And sometimes we also organize a lot of financial roadshow to help people to these mine owners to find out raise money, and we also provide translation services for our clients, especially these professors or researchers at university or institutes, and since last year, about 1 year ago, that is February 20th, 2020. I got studied to live stream programs with a lot of friends from different countries, different fields, especially in mining and energy industry. Our purpose is to provide some information regarding mining investment, or sometimes also improve our language skills to improve our spoken English or listening. And today we are trying to introduce one very, very small country, that is Botswana.
Yes.
So would you like to talk about some basic information about Botswana, the population, the areas, and language? Okay, please.
Well, our country is relatively a very small country in part of in Africa. It's the southern African part, and then we have a 10 years country also, which is Swaziland and then Lesotho, but we are just right on top of South Africa. We are very, very famous.
Closer to the speaker. When we two must be closer. This is the speaker. Okay.
We are very, very close to South Africa. We are brothers and sisters, and then due to the relationship between South Africa and Botswana, we have managed to intertwine and then have a good relationship with China. And then China has invested a lot in these two countries. And then, of course, just because we have a small population of 2 million, it doesn't mean trade cannot go on.
2 million, that means a small city in China. Or
2 million inhabitants, it's like a very small city. Yes. Anyways, we are very, very happy to be one of the countries that we are the second largest diamond producer after Russia in terms of volume. But the diamond industry has been kept right now.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do, we want to work with other minerals. What are other minerals? Other minerals include those minerals that people do take for granted. Copper, nickel, soda ash, cobalt, all those minerals. And then China has been really, really great in investing in Botswana because of the exploration capabilities and then the technology that we really, really value. And then because of the differences in language, we have managed to open a Confucius Institute, which will also cater for One Belt, One Road initiative. Although we are landlocked, we are still part of the One Road, One Belt Road initiative. How? I can explain that later in other sessions. Yes. Besides that, we're an English-speaking nation. Our stuff, we're duly in English, and then we send people to China to come and study business, geology, and mining in prestigious universities in China. So we want to diversify our economy from diamonds to other areas. And then, the culture. We are multi-racial culture. Every religion is there, and then we are.
About the religion, most people believe in Christian or.
We have Christianity. We have.
How about the percentage?
The majority of the population is Christians.
Christians.
Yes.
So Botswana was the colony for
British. We are
British.
totally British. Yes.
UK.
Yes, we are totally British. We speak British English, and
most people still regularly go to church Sunday.
We still go to church on Sunday
and Bible study.
Yes, and Catholic Church.
Catholic Church.
Yes.
How about the percentage of Catholic? We know this is a branch of Christian.
Yes.
How about the percentage in your country?
Well, I'm not a Catholic.
You are a Christian.
I'm a Christian. I'm not a Catholic, but I'm Baptist.
Baptist.
Yes, I'm a different church, but I'm still a Christian.
But I also baptized in the United States when I was studying for my PhD.
Well, they might call it other names, but we also have other religions. Every religion has religions. We cater for everybody.
Okay.
Even non-believers too. As long as it's good for investment, and then the nation is happy. We are happy.
The percentage of Christian maybe occupies the whole population, roughly about
90%.
Oh, 90%.
90% were Christian.
Sounds like a little bit similar to Uganda, or Uganda also the same. I'm very familiar about Uganda situation. Maybe the religion is the same.
Yes, totally. It's the same. Okay. Only the difference that maybe sometimes they do speak French.
Okay.
And they have French.
Okay. About the language, would you like to talk a little bit, besides English and from, I remember in different countries, for example, in Pakistan, from the kindergarten to university, all the people are educated in English. But from the channels, we say only 2 or 3 channels are in English. Other languages are all the local Urdu language or Muslim local language. And how about the language in your country?
Our language is called Tswana. Setswana.
Setswana.
Yes, Setswana. Our country is called
and words, only oral language or also
we were
words?
called the Botswana Protectorate.
Oh,
That was the protectorate from the colony.
okay.
We are called the Botswana We are protectorate for a reason. We can talk about that later because we are protectorate from the British, from the empire. But later on, we changed our name to Botswana. So we speak Setswana, and then we are Botswana.
Okay.
Yes. And then the language, unfortunately, is comprising of terms from the Dutch, which we call now Afrikaans, because the people who came from the southern part of Africa, with South Africa, Benin and Cape Colony, Cape Town, they were the Dutch. So we also encompass some of the language traits in our language. So we do have those. We have Dutch. My grandmother speaks all the Dutch, and then my grandmother also speaks German because she went to Germany.
Really?
It's a mixture of everything. Yes. So, but we speak English. Basically, we start from a young age. We are taught in English. We write in English. We have literature classes.
Okay.
We can do literature as a science if you want, profession. We speak English, British English, mind you, not American English. Yes.
Okay. And about the language, usually do you besides language, or do you have also the words of local language?
Yes. Ning hao.
Yeah.
That's Chinese. Dumela. 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 It means hello. Ning hao. Yes.
Okay. And and about the local people's marriage, I mean, from the laws or systems, law system, people are one couple, one husband, one wife, or one husband is allowed to have many wives.
Well, if the system, if the law allows for a woman to have 2 men, I'll be delighted.
Women.
But
one woman.
If we do not allow that for now, but it's still one man,
one to one.
Yes, 1-to-1 policy. Yes,
policy is 1 to 1.
But traditional. It's not. It's customary. It's customary. Yes, you can have another wife.
Another or a lot.
Customary. It's not according to law. You can have another, not a wife, another.
Based on the law,
yes,
you are allowed to have.
As long as you take care of them. If our chief allows it, then if it's suitable, if it doesn't cause any friction, I don't see there is a problem with that. But in the books of law,
without any punishment, if you have many wives,
we call it customary law. Customary law because in our customary districts, you are allowed to do this because we have different customs.
Yes.
So if you decided to take another because of whatever reason, then you might be entitled to have a word with the chief. And if the chief agrees, as long as it's acceptable and then you promise to take care of everything and everybody and love them the same, then I don't see if there can be a problem there.
Yeah. And on average, how many babies for one lady or for one mom usually on average in your country?
Recently, because of the education boom, and then because of knowledge and investment, and then most importantly, I would like to say women empowerment. the boom has declined. But
Yeah.
before, on average, we were encouraged, women were encouraged to have plenty. Yes.
Yeah.
In our family, we have a lot. Yeah.
On average,
on
7
average,
or 10, roughly.
on
According
average,
to your
four
general
and
idea.
I can say 4.5.
4.5.
4.5, it's
Not
ideal.
very many.
4.5 is a lot on average. So if our family, we have 8 siblings.
9
Yes,
siblings.
Yes.
Wow.
Then
so talk about
it was ideal.
your siblings. What are they doing? How about their age? A little bit more, please.
Yes, I have a lot of them, and I haven't met them in a while since I came here to my doctorate. Yes, I have a brother who's a doctor, and then he's currently working with the Harvard Institute.
Harvard?
Yes, Harvard Institute.
Oh.
He's also pursuing his PhD.
Which specialty?
Doctor. He's medicine.
Medicine.
Yes,
Okay.
so he's doing those stuff.
Pharmacy or like.
He's doing some stuff collecting
Virus.
Something, yeah.
Virus.
Viruses and
nowadays novel coronavirus, COVID-19. Maybe he can make some research to how to cure.
He's a
the disease.
physician. I hope he can do that. He's still specializing on it. I hope he also graduates. But let's see who graduates first with the PhD. Maybe me or him. But he's doing a good job. The Harvard Institute, perhaps, will help him achieve his goals.
Okay.
Yes. I have a brother. He's been in the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry for over 20 years with my other sister. When I started actually waiting for my scholarship to go to Malaysia, they helped me, they hired me, and I learned about the hospitality industry for a whole year. So I can say great. That, yes, I learned how to cook Chinese food in Buffet restaurant, in one of our 5-star restaurants in Botswana.
Yeah, so the experience must be very helpful for you study overseas.
Yes, so that I can understand the language and everything about where I'm going. Because they also have Chinese community in Malaysia, so at least I was familiar with the food, and most importantly, I knew how to cook the food.
And I'm also wondering the animals. I watched a lot of movie about Africa. I remember in Europe, Botswana, there are a lot of wild animals, like elephant, lions.
We have the largest
wolves,
population of elephants in the world. Yes, concentration of elephants.
Introduce a little bit more about different animals, diversity of animals.
Well, we call it, normally we like to call it the Big Five. But
Big Five.
Yeah,
What's Big Five?
It will take a long. We have like lion, elephant, of course, buffalo, yes,
buffalo,
and buffalo, yes, and those are the Big Five. One of them, but we've been capturing headlines because our estimated population of elephants have over exceeded the capacity. So it means a lot because now it means fighting for territory between this wild animal and us. So we do have a lot of elephants, and then of course there are problems between settlers and animals. But thank God we have managed to work with neighboring countries to make a free entry and exit zone, no border for these animals. These creatures are very valuable, and then we help protect them.
I ask you another question. Just ago we mentioned about the wild animals. How about those animals, tamed animals at home? I mean, people. Do you think a lot of people also keep animals at home for meat or something?
We have 2 million inhabitants plus.
And
we do have over 8 million cattle.
Wow, a lot of cattle.
A lot of cattle.
Cattle, cow,
cattle
horse,
is valuable.
Giraffe.
Yeah, not but
giraffe, not for keep at home.
Only cattle. You have been in
cattle.
Uganda. It's our source of wealth.
Oh.
Yes, it's our source of wealth. It's our source. It's income and it's pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Number one is diamond. Second is
Tourism.
Tourism.
To see the big five, those animals,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
The rhino, the elephant, the lion, yes, buffalo, yeah.
So maybe some wild animals will hurt people, like lion or buffalo.
Well, they're wild. Yes.
Yes, sometimes.
In some other countries, they tame them for sport purposes, which we do not condone sometimes. But we like to keep our wild animals wild and there, and we do not want to interfere with their.
It said that in Thailand and in some Southeast countries,
this is
Southeast
where
Asia
actually
countries,
I grew up. Yes.
a lot of animals, like elephant, also kill people. Some people. When I was in Uganda, I remember on the road we found there is a statue in memory of one accident. That is, one elephant was very angry at people and destroyed a car and killed 2 people. So sometimes even elephants also
they do have feelings.
Yeah, they also have feelings.
They do have feelings, but it's always a case of territory. It's always a case of territory. You have to respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah, animal boundaries.
Animal boundary is there. Human boundary is there.
Right.
So
if you enter into his boundaries or territories, if you'll be maybe offended and try to kill you, in order to protect himself.
Yes. A lot of companies are being established in those parts of the world, and then, of course, we do have many big companies, but they do also cater for these wildlife. And then, they do have a CRP report, and then they also show what they've done, animal sanctuary, vaccination. They do also give back, even though they invaded their territory. But, of course, any encounter with a wild animal is very dangerous.
Yeah. And some of our clients have been investing in your country.
Yes.
About the people, most people think that people in Botswana seem very friendly and
laid back.
Yeah, laid back.
Relaxed.
Yes, very relaxed. Of course, some people think they are not diligent enough. Some people seem okay. If they are short of money, they just come here to work. When they run off the money and use all of the money, and then come to look for a job and say, okay, may I continue to work here? And some people not work as hard as those Chinese. Do you think so? Is it true?
In some way, it is. The Chinese savings rate per person is higher than everybody in the world.
Yeah.
Over 80%. What we do, we are happy people. Our savings rate per person is very, very small. If you ask, on average, in 10 people, if you ask, only maybe 2 people save their monthly allowance or yearly allowances. So, in our country, we spend our money, we enjoy our money, and then we work hard, of course. But there are some lacking developments there and there. We need to consider developing in terms of savings and in terms of investment.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in terms of growing up our market in terms of encouraging investments.
Yeah. I'm also wondering one phenomenon or question. That is, in some developed countries, especially these Christian countries, people regularly go to church and also donate money to some church. How about in your country? Is this rich man also donate a lot of money to the church or not?
Well, talking about that, yes, it is an obligation. You have to give back.
Yeah.
Because you also receive, you have to give back. To the extent, the amount of whatever they do contribute, I do not know. But we do contribute every Sunday. Churches are a very important organization also in our country because we believe in what they do to the society and everything.
Okay. Now, would you like to roughly compare the financial situation in Botswana with other countries in Africa? I mean, relatively, some people say a small country, but relatively developed. How developed compared to other like Zimbabwe, Botswana, or Uganda, or Tanzania, or South Africa? You're financially developed or not very developed?
Botswana, in general, Botswana is a very developed country. Let's not consider the population, but Botswana, catering what we have, investment and also FDIs, we are very developed. The only problem is labor force.
Labor force.
Yes, but we compared to other neighboring countries, South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, we are a very, very stable country in terms of business, policy, tax regulations are very, very, very comfortable, reliable, and then prosperous for external companies and foreign investment. And overall, we are developed. We need the labor. We need the foreign investment.
Okay. And what's more about Botswana's tax? People and when Chinese investors are trying to invest in your country, and how about the tax? The tax fee is very high, or just so? Do you know something?
Yes, relatively, it used to be 22% reduced tax for foreign companies, but we have managed to scale it down to 15%. So the tax incentives are really, really great for foreign direct investment. And what we do also, we have tax breaks, which are tax holidays.
Yeah.
Yes. We encourage companies to come, not only to do business, but we also encourage them to do social activity. If you come and then do explorations in a certain region, we not only encourage you to build a clinic, hospital, small school. This is also beneficial for us and for the company. That is why we allow tax exemptions, and they're relatively good. They're low.
Okay.
Yes.
And how about the average salary? If people are trying to hire people, we must know. In some countries are very expensive. In some countries may be very cheap. I can take several examples. When I went to Canada or the United States, try to hire people, usually I need to pay about 20 to 40,000 RMB monthly. So very, very expensive.
$15 an hour, that's the new rate now.
And in China, in Beijing, maybe 4,000 RMB to 10,000 RMB, maybe enough to cover a lot of people's income. Maybe the most thing is maybe some people, if some people are working in internet companies, maybe even more than much higher than that, like the 20 or 30 or 40,000 RMB. Of course, some people extremely high, but most people maybe between 4,000 to 15,000 RMB. And if when I went to Uganda and Zimbabwe to hire people, maybe some people when one student graduated from university, and he just charged about 500 RMB. The maximum is 2,000 RMB, and the local government officials officers may get the monthly payment about 2,000 RMB. So in every country, their salaries is much lower, lower than those developed countries.
Yes.
Or even China. China is newly emerging economic systems. Seems still in the middle, not very pretty high, not low. And in your in your impression, I remember you when you studied in China for 3 years, and then you went back to 1 year to work 1 year. And would you like to talk about some teachers or some common work in your society? How about the average salaries? Give me a scope or a range. Let's have a certain idea, general idea.
We do have a minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
It's relatively stable. It's okay. It's higher than most countries, neighboring countries, considering our food basket. Mm-hmm. So,
how many dollars or the local currency? Currency is US dollars.
It's Botswana pula.
BWP.
And American dollar is about $12.
$12.
12 BWP. 12 Botswana pula.
The daily or monthly?
No, the rate, the exchange.
The rate. The rate. I can say
it's about 1:10 basically. 1:10, 1:11. Yes. Around that.
You mean from the ratio between Chinese RMB to BWP?
Yes.
That is 10 or 12 times.
It's 10 times. Yeah.
10 times.
It's 1.78.
One RMB yuan. 1 RMB equals 10.
Yes, 1.7.
BWP.
Yes. So we normally use the US dollars when we calculate those terms.
Okay.
Well, about 990 US dollars. Could I don't know about the statistics right now. Could it covers the minimum wage? But normally, our country, labor, we have unions. We have labor unions.
Yeah.
Their pay is really, really generous. I was paid handsomely, but we do encourage people to venture in those technical fields. For example, mining and geology.
Yeah.
Those people are highly, highly needed and highly valued.
Yeah.
They do get paid handsomely. And then I would like to justify that we can compete with markets in Europe, in Asia, or also in North America as well. So we do get paid handsomely for our work because we do not want brain drain.
Yes,
we do not want people going to Canada, going to America, going to Europe because they want to work there for higher salary.
Yeah,
we do compete with these countries, so we are highly, highly competitive when it comes to your living allowances and also benefits and also holidays. Yes.
I also have one question. That is, when I went to some African countries, a lot of countries, even some for some ministers, they also told me more than 70 or 80% of their children are sent to study in China. And how about the percentage in your country? Is it most of them go to America or China to study? How about the percentage roughly for those students who are studying in different countries?
Well, it depends on the industry. In a certain fiscal period, we might send people to do mining and geology and all in respectable fields.
Yeah.
For example, mining and geology, we will send them to New Zealand, Australia, and China because we know they have the best schools. And then not only that, the best practice off-field. You go to the mine, you do hands-on job. Yeah. So when you go back home, you don't have to sit on the desk. You just go straight and then work. I was lucky I was sent to Malaysia to do banking and finance. There is very limited people who are specializing in this field. There are some people, like, if I give an example, my brother is a doctor. He was sent to the Caribbean. They are very, very well known for good medicine practice. So, Because China now,
just ago we mentioned about the cost for work as a salary. So maybe some Chinese people still have no idea about in Chinese. How about the scope or the range as a salary for most people in Botswana?
It's very competitive.
It's very competitive.
It's very, very competitive. If you work full-time permanently, you can get about 20,000 RMB, which is generous, which is about 27,000 to 30,000 Botswana pulas.
Yeah.
Yes.
On average in the society, not everyone, not the
on average,
the end of the
on
pyramid.
average, let me just say 10,000.
10,000.
10,000. You're good. You can survive.
RMB.
You can enjoy.
10,000
RMB.
Monthly.
Monthly.
Wow, pretty high.
Yes, it is. We are competitive. By the way,
why should we say this is
our GDP per capita?
GDP per
Per capita. I don't know if it's higher than China right now. It used to be higher than China in the couple of years ago. It was about 8.9 or something dollars. Yes. Because we're a small population, yes, it was higher than China. But the standard of living in China is, because of course, on another level. But our GDP per capita was higher than that of China. So relatively, the high pay monthly is good. 10,000 per month.
Yeah.
People are happy. People can work, and then people can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I also ask a separate question about money investment in your country. Firstly, about metals. You know, in the past few years, just because of the novel coronavirus, a lot of countries, government printed a lot of currencies so that inflation may happen in many countries. So that's why in the past more than 1 year, the prices of precious metals rise up very sharply.
Yes.
Like gold, silver, platinum, and so on.
Those are other minerals.
Goes up very quickly. And how about these metals? And would you like to talk about any big mineral deposits or mines or the production in your country?
Yes. The green belt, which I may call it, if I'm allowed to, the green belt is located on the eastern side of our country. Of course, we know that the prices of copper fell, but the prices of other minerals, such as the other minerals, so those minerals, the prices have been stable or they've been increasing. Diamonds, on the other hand, it depends on the demand, but the prices have been going down slightly. The price of minerals in general have been rising. So Botswana right now is looking for these exploration companies to come and assist in extracting these minerals. Of course, the price of exploration could be profitable, could be a decline, because you have to take the equipment, take the company, and then go and explore, use all those investment.
Okay.
But you can find, but the prices have been really, really good, because we do have large deposits of other minerals, especially in the Kalahari, the copper belt. We have coal bed, the methane. We have, of course, we do have diamonds, and also recently uranium projects. Yeah.
And ask one question. In some African countries, if Chinese investors are trying to produce mineral products, they must finish the smeltering in local refinery factory or plants, and then can be these mineral products can be transported to other countries. So how about the related policy in your country? The same or different?
Of course, it's different. We are a
Okay.
landlocked country.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Transportation costs. It is most companies
Mm.
value that variable. You
Mm.
can dig, you can do whatever you want, but if the price of digging
Mhm.
at the end of the day doesn't match with the market,
Yeah.
it's a no-go zone. But we like to invite these foreign companies to come and invest. Some companies from China, a lot of them are in Botswana right now, because
Yeah.
we cover that. We have favorable tax rates. We
Yeah.
have policy.
Yeah.
We have policy which are really, really favorable to these companies. Of course, we know we are landlocked and it's expensive for transportation to the coast, treatment. Unlike, for example, our neighboring country, and then you do have, about the DRC, the
Mhm.
Democratic Republic of
Congo. Mhm.
Yes, it is a very, very conducive environment, and then, of course, minerals there are very, very important. But they do have a coastline, and then it's easy for them.
No.
Yes.
I'm trying to confirm one phenomenon that in some when I went to many countries in Africa, I found one phenomenon that is the non-metal like a cement or some marble, some building materials are very popular. So that this company may even make much more money than some gold companies.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just because for infrastructure, for developed countries like America or UK, Canada, they don't have to build more buildings and repair a lot of bridges or roads. But for some developing countries like Botswana, maybe a lot. I'm not too sure. Maybe people still need a lot of cement or marble or to repair buildings or houses, bridges, and so that some companies, non-metal companies may make a lot of money. Is it also true in your country?
Yes, it is true. Some companies, they make relatively small margins of profit. Investors, they're still profit. But they might be relatively small. Sometimes they could be relatively huge. Yes. But Africa is the future. We are good friends with China, and then Africa is investing. China is investing in Africa, and then they're helping us exploit these resources. We do get a fair deal between the trade. That's why we encourage them to come.
Yeah.
Other resources, of course, we do have them in abundance.
Yeah.
Exploration, no, we do not have the technological capability. But we do have them in abundance. I might build a house tomorrow.
Yeah.
It could cost me $10,000. A nice mansion. But in Western countries, it costs 10 times more. It can cost 100,000. In China, you know the price.
Yeah.
So those substances are really, really a good thing to look at, because if we can get to them, then everything will be easy, and then we might have like skyscrapers one day that goes. Yes, because it was my first time to be on the 40th floor in China, and then we do not have a 40th floor in our country like a skyscraper. So yes.
Do you know some Chinese companies, mining companies or investment companies who have projects in your country?
We do have a lot, but we do have a lot of CCP.
CCC.
Yes, they are run by the CCP.
中交界.
Yes, they manage these projects. Right now, we're not dealing a lot with smaller and then individual companies because of discretion and then quality. The big companies, they manage these companies that do have big projects in our country. for example, we have the Murupule coal mine, and then the Chinese firm is building a power plant.
Yeah.
It is a very, very valuable and a long-term project.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we are happy about that. I hope it is working, and then we are hoping to generate more electricity from it.
How about the electricity? When I went to many developing countries, I can take two examples. One is when I was doing project in Uganda.
Yes.
I remember we signed up one very important agreement with the government. That is treasury government, treasury ministry with this, the minister. And when we finished the negotiation and sign up the agreement, we were trying to went downstairs. In the elevator, suddenly no power.
Yes.
As a result, we were stuck in the for maybe 20 minutes. And even for government organization, sometimes no power. It caused a lot of very terrible difficulties.
Yes.
The second case is that that happened in Pakistan. When we went to Pakistan in Punjab province, I involved in one area exploration project, and sometimes suddenly no power. But local people, they use a generator.
Yes.
Generator business is very popular. They make a lot of money just because the power, the supply of power, electricity is not stable. As a result, people must use diesel to produce to generate power. And how about the business for generators and the electricity supplier situation?
One of the reasons why Botswana is very favorable in for an investment, we do have a stable power grid. Our power grid is very stable, and our tariffs are really, really low. We do have electricity for 24 hours. That is guaranteed. And then the tariffs are really, really low.
Yeah.
The only problem is capacity. Capacity. And then also the distance. The distance. Most are mining the belts, the green fields. They are way, way, way far away from the power source. But the
so power source in your country most are just by coal resource.
We source from Eskom.
Eskom.
In South Africa.
How about the solar energy and the coal mine?
We do have coal. We do have coal. But recently, the popular one now is solar. And then we do get, of course, the materials, equipment, everything from China here.
How about the generation by wind?
Yes, that is not popular because we do not have strong enough capacity for wind. But turbines, there are some places in the country where I think we can put wind turbines, but we do fancy what China is doing with the local companies in selling us solar panels and then the battery. Hopefully, one day we can encompass that in our grid, our main grid, so that if you can connect your house using solar to the main grid, and then we calculate how much it's going to cost you yearly basis.
How about the hydropower electricity generation?
Well, we do not have that. We have.
Did you have some big rivers?
We do have
to produce to generate power.
Perennial rivers, yes, they do run dry because our country is 70% is desert, it's dry. So those rivers they do sometimes run dry. So unfortunately, hydro, we're still looking at it in some rivers, but no, but I do not think now it is foreseeable.
And how about the stability of your Botswana society? I mean, how your president system is stable or not? Changing a lot or still comparatively stable?
We are a democratic nation. We believe in democracy. We believe in the set terms as per the constitution. So we do vote, and then they do change. We are one of the most stable
Very stable.
countries. Very, very stable. In fact, in the top 2 or top 3, we are very, very stable. So the business environment.
I remember
Yes.
the current president of the Republic of Botswana
Yes.
is
Yes.
offspring of the founder of your country. Yes,
True.
true. It's true.
Yes.
So they are
It's
father and
the
son, or
previous.
grandparents, grandpa maybe is a current president. Is so-
Yes, that was the previous.
Previous,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The founding, the first president of the republic. Yes. But now we have a new president. President His Excellency Masisi. Yes, he's doing a good job. I hope he will eventually manage with this COVID situation to make sure the economy really becomes stable, and then yes, more business goes our way.
You also mentioned in the very beginning of today's conversation, you mentioned about tourism. Tourism even is the second largest industry in your country.
Yes.
So would you like to talk about the general situation?
Yes. Tourism has been badly affected by the current COVID situation, the lockdown. But tourism is our number 2.
Yeah.
We do value tourism a lot, like I said, but we need to diversify. We need to diversify.
Your tourism mainly about by tour guide to visit some wild animals, or
yes,
what kind of
to go to the range, to go
resources
see
of tourism?
Yes, to go see the animals, to go to the wildlife animals, wildlife. We do have many people who value our tourism, basically the way, because we do not change anything. Our country is natural. We do not put there whatever structures there to disrupt the animals. No, we are like fairly. It's a clean environment for tourist enthusiasts.
Without pollution.
Without pollution,
Air pollution, water pollution.
Yes.
That's
For example, we
terrible.
have in the Makadikadi, you cannot just drive around. You have one track that just goes. Yes. So we want to keep it as it is, as natural as it is. So we do not want to destroy the land.
Oh,
Yes.
just ago you mentioned about drive. The driving habit, just because the colony of British, I guess most likely when you are driving a car, usually you by the side, by the left instead of right.
Yes, we drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah.
In China, you're driving on the wrong
Hong
side.
Kong, Britain,
Yes,
Pakistan,
yes.
Uganda, the same. As long as the colonies of they are colonies of British, all of them the same rules for driving.
Yeah, not necessarily, yes, but yes, we do drive on the right side of the road. In China, I drove in China because we have Nottingham. I studied at Nottingham University in Malaysia. We visited Nottingham University in Ningbo. So I drove there for the first time in China. I was also confused because sometimes I used to go to the car and I was trying to get into the car. I was trying to get to the right side, but I was like, oh my God, there's no steering, what is going on? So yes, it is very interesting. And then considering the tremendous road network in China, the traffic light is very far away. It's there. You do not know which road to take. It can be confusing sometimes.
Okay.
If you're not a good driver.
We know you have been studying in China for many years. Would you like to list a certain totally different some customs? between Botswana and China? What's the when you come to China to study, and what's the biggest differences between China and for yourself? You feel it? Yeah.
Well, we do have a Confucius School.
Yeah.
Confucius Institute in Botswana.
Institute of Confucius.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Language, Chinese language training.
Chinese language. It also does culture.
Yeah,
so we learned
culture.
about culture, Chinese culture from there. And then when I came to China, but I knew because of China influence in Malaysia, because they also have Chinese.
Yeah.
So we do have similarities in yes, not a lot, but we do have certain food that we love. We love rice. Yes, and then we love we call it noodles, or we call it pasta.
Yeah.
And then of course, yes, we do.
Oh, so your main food usually including pasta, white
like I
or
said,
rice.
Normally it's maize meal.
Maize meal.
Maize meal.
Maize meal is number one.
Maize meal is number one, and then beef.
Yeah.
It's number one.
Maize.
We eat beef.
So you eat. You eat also eat a lot of popcorn.
Yes.
Just because of maize.
We grind the popcorn. We grind it.
Oh, you grind it into a powder.
To powder, yes. And then we cook that, and then we eat beef almost every day.
Some maize pancake.
Yes. That's Mexican. Stuff like
Mexican style.
Yeah, Mexican style, but we don't do that. But we do have we eat a lot of beef.
Beef.
Yes, you guys, like for example, you might eat a lot of chicken because of its abundance. A lot of pork. The prices, but our staple is like what I said, and then beef, because the beef prices are relatively cheap.
You have a lot of elephant. Do you eat elephant?
There are some people who eat elephant.
Really?
Yes. And then we also do have some people who eat crocodile.
Yes. Crocodile.
Yes,
Wow.
it's good and tasty meat. And then one elephant, if it could feed
How
the whole
about
village.
a snake and dogs?
We do not touch those. Unfortunately. Yeah, we
Never.
do not touch those. Yes.
And about fruits, what kind of fruits do you have in your country?
Like I said, our country is relatively dry.
Very dry.
So we need a lot of water.
Apricot?
It needs a lot of water.
Water?
Yes, we do not have that. We import. We import a lot of fruits and vegetables because of abundant lack of water. Yeah, we do not have a lot of water, and then water is precious. Yeah, our national flag it means water. When we do have rain, we rejoice. We become happy. But unfortunately, the past month we had a hurricane.
I remember one friend.
Yes.
He went to your country. His work was to produce plastic bottles for water. You know, the mineral water is very cheap in China. But when he went to Africa, he made a lot of money just because of producing the bottles of water.
Yes, it could be that the bottles manufacturing made him a lot of money. We do have soda ash. Soda ash is used for glass, and but we do have those the bottle making companies. It's like I said, Botswana is a very, very good place to start up a company and then to make money within 5 years. You can be a millionaire. The environment is very good. After that, you can expand, but we guarantee you that you will make your money within like a period of less than 5 years.
Yeah. Would you like to talk some other opportunities for investment in your country? Besides diamond and some like cattle and tourism. What else? If some investors are trying to invest in your country?
Well, we do have other fields that investors can come. We do have we have a growing fashion industry is booming. So we make cloth, and then of course agriculture. agriculture is very, 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 very valuable. And then
Agriculture.
yes, especially if we could implement the strategy that China did in the Lanzhou area, the planting of, in mass, then we could do it, and then we can actually be self-sustainable. So agriculture, in terms of cash crops, we still import a lot from South Africa. All these tomatoes, oranges, fruit products, all those. So it is a big industry in our country. The meat industry, of course.
How about education? Education.
Yes.
Your government allowed
Yes,
to investment.
yes,
invest
our
in
government
education.
invests a lot in our education. I'm here because of my government. It paid. It gave me a grant to come and to study in Malaysia first, and then between our China and Botswana relationship, they managed to give a lot of people opportunities to come and study in China for free. Yes.
Oh, okay. And in Uganda, Zambia, in some rural areas, some poor children still don't drive clothes, or they have the clothes, but they don't have shoes. Do you think the phenomenon also happen in your country?
No, it doesn't happen.
Now people have clothes.
Yes,
and,
we do have shoes.
Also have shoes.
They don't have, it doesn't have to be fancy shoes, but we do have shoes, and we do have the education system is great, and then we do have like the proximity from a school to a home, especially in a rural area, is decreasing every single time. So we do have like people who can, like, from the villages, who can go to school within 20 minutes. So if we talk about that, it is totally different from it. We do have books, we do have a pen and pencil. What we do now, what we lack, maybe China can donate millions of computers that you do not need. Yes, that you throw away in trash. Then if we can help them, we can progress a lot.
How about Chinese teaching market in your country? I mean, if we are trying to teach Chinese for these Botswana's people online, do you think there is a huge market?
There is a huge market because it's untapped. A lot of people haven't exploited that yet. Online teaching system is new for us. We just found out through COVID, but still some people believe they don't get it, that they're not associated with online teaching and everything. We still believe in sending our kids to school, but of course, one of my business ventures is to open a teaching training center when I get home, and then it will be online. Of course, I do have a physical a property, a physical area, but mostly if we can do it online through purchasing using some applications, then it will be very, very good because it will save us time and then other costs and then and so on and so on.
About the education degree, how many people get a bachelor's degree, finish the university?
We do have a 90 plus percentage of
90%,
yes.
90% finish the university.
We do have.
Wow.
Yes, we do have. And high school, yes, towards the degree, yes, we do have a lot, but we do have to work harder though on our employment. After you finish your school, and then we need to make sure that the recruitment is like we reduce the recruitment period. We need, like, if you finish school, you get your degree today, tomorrow the company hires you. We need to work on that.
Okay. I also ask another question that is about COVID-19. You know, up to now, about 0.1, more than 0.1 billion people suffer infected by the COVID-19, and more than 2 million people died from the COVID-19, and nowadays, for even recently in China, a lot of people are working in Beijing, and they are trying to go home. But actually, just because of COVID-19, the government also encourage people stay in the big cities and don't go home. Just because if that involve in too much travel or may spread the disease. Mm-hmm. So how about your country? After
with the Botswana Ministry of Health, I have been locked down for 14 months. The Chinese government is doing so that we can take care of our population, because our population, we have 2 million people, and then we are scattered all over a large piece of area. So it is very ideal for us to practice this lockdown procedures before we can rely on the vaccines, blah blah blah. And that first of all, we have to be safe. Do wash your hands, do everything, and then
face mask.
Wear a face mask all the time, even in the outskirts, even in the farm. Yes, even though in the farm your neighbor is 2 kilometers away, please wear a mask. Yes, and then we hoping that the vaccine will come, and then we can avoid the more fatality.
A lot of other countries, other country governments have purchased vaccine of COVID-19 from China and injected it to certain people. Or has Botswana government purchased some vaccine from China or not yet?
I do not know about that. Maybe they have. Maybe they have. Maybe negotiations are going through, but I'm not aware of any purchases. But I'm aware of lockdown. We are still. I know about the PPEs. I know the mask and everything. So we are on lockdown too in our country. So
if Chinese are trying to invest in your country, considering COVID-19, people must be also isolated for 14 days or any policies?
Isolation, yes. It is quarantine. We need
quarantine.
Yes, you have to be quarantined. It is. We need to make sure.
Quarantine also for 14 days.
Or even more.
Even more.
Yeah.
That's good. And I guess today we have a lot of nowadays there are most 44 audience are watching our program, and would you like to also give some suggestion to our audience today if they are trying to invest in your country, Botswana?
Yes, new opportunities have arose. The mining industry is booming. The prices are stable. Other minerals are shaping the mining industry and mining investors all over the world. But most importantly, Africa is the place where now you can be guaranteed to make suitable and very, very, very substantial returns. And then Botswana is one of those countries. It is not a very well-known country, but in terms of other than diamonds, we are very well known, but other minerals and explorations and investment, we are still lagging behind. So what I'm studying right now, what I'm doing is trying to
act as a bridge between China and
Botswana.
Yeah,
and then
bring more investors, Chinese investors to your country.
Please do not be afraid of a desert country. There is a lot of stuff that goes on underground. We do not have the equipment, or it's not that cheap to scale the land area for what is underneath. But we do know what we have.
Yeah,
of course, yes. And then because we're a dry nation, water could be a problem, but we do have abundance of water. We do have boreholes.
Great.
Yes, and then China is very, very well known for borehole equipment, and of course you can get those machinery cheaper in China, and then we can drill. It's very easy. If my brother can get water 20 meters underground.
20 meters. It's very shallow.
It's very shallow. So these mining companies, they do not have to worry about water problem, and electricity is not an issue at all. The most important thing is water. Yeah, you can get water less than 20 meters underground, and it's fresh water, by the way. It's very good. You can drink it. Yes. Yeah. So investment, we do have stable government policies, favorable tax incentives, good business environment. We are a very stable country. And Botswana is a lovely nation of caring people. And of course, we invite everybody from all over the world to come and invest in our country.
Okay, thank you for your introduction and your suggestions. Today, Vicky and I introduced the investment opportunities in Botswana. Our Suntrans is providing translating geological mining, also sometimes organize some investigation delegates to Botswana. And if our clients are interested in our investigation delegate, maybe you can contact us, and we try to we try to introduce some of you to go over there and find out opportunities to make a fortune or to make friends. And we are providing not only translation but also an international platform for investment. Okay, today I was just so much for our program, and I appreciate Dr. BK very much, and thank you so much.
It is a pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Hope to see you.
55 audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and then I hope to be doing this more and then giving more videos about our country and then in the mining sector. And then thank Suntrans for giving me this opportunity and then the platform to do what I'm here, because this is what I came here to do. This is what I'm studying in China.
Okay.
The trade.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.